Welcome back to it, guys. The Now Morning Show continues as the Ophthalmological Society of the West Indies set to make history. So they're joining us this morning to tell us a little bit about its highly anticipated 35th Annual Congress. And to do so, I am joined by Dr. Rajrishi Sharma, the President of the OSWI, and Dr. Terry Allen, the immediate past President of the OSWI. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Morning. Good morning.
It's so nice to see you. See what I did there? It was too easy. Because largely, when we hear the big word Ophthalmological Society, we kind of get intimidated. So give us a little bit of insight. First off, Dr. Sharma, tell me a little bit as to the roles and responsibility of the OSWI.
Yeah, so OSWI, which as you mentioned is the Ophthalmological Society of the West Indies, has been around for 35 years. We're having our 35th conference this year. And really our role, we feel, is twofold. One is to raise awareness of eye conditions and eye diseases that are prevalent in our area so that the public knows what they could be affected by, and so how to seek help for it if they think it's affecting them. And we do that via things like observing international days, World Sight Day, World Diabetes Day, that sort of thing. And then the second part of our role is to educate healthcare professionals, eye care professionals, so to provide the best standard of care that patients can get throughout the Caribbean, rather than having to travel overseas or abroad to seek that kind of eye care.
Incredibly important, because eye care generally can be expensive altogether. So the added complication of having to travel abroad is eliminated thanks to this institution.
Correct.
I appreciate that.
The other thing is that if you're visually impaired, traveling in itself is difficult. So
right.
You usually would have to go with a chaperone, which again increases your cost and delay. So
frustrates the process. So we're glad to know that clearly 35 years means you've been doing something right. And in terms of the purpose of the Congress specifically then, can you give me a little insight, Dr. Allen, as to what we can expect from the Congress?
Well, the Congress is our means of bringing expertise to the Caribbean. So we have a lot of world-renowned experts in various subspecialties that come to impart their knowledge. So that's our opportunity for us, the ophthalmologists in the Caribbean, to meet and greet with these guys. Apart from that, these days we have a lot more young, we call them residents, they're aspiring to be ophthalmologists. So they're looking for educational opportunities. And when we have these professors and heads of departments in other parts of the world, they get an opportunity to showcase what they can do, and hopefully, get some fellowships in other parts of the world.
So what I'm hearing is that as an aspiring ophthalmologist, it's definitely the place to be to network and to build opportunities.
Sure. Yes.
But you mentioned as well that this is also part of where the average man gets their information. So tell me a little bit, Dr. Sharma, so who is going to be attending the Congress? Is it exclusively professionals?
Yes, so our public awareness campaigns are done via social media and the media. The other side, as I say, is educating healthcare professionals or eye care professionals. And so we, as Dr. Allen mentioned, we have people coming in from various parts of the world. We have experts from the USA, from Europe, the UK, Canada. In fact, the colleges that sort of train and register ophthalmologists abroad, such as the American Academy and the Royal Colleges in London and so on. We have 3 past presidents of the Royal College of Ophthalmologists in London coming. In America, there's the Boscombe Palmer Eye Institute that's well known around the world, and we have a contingent of 8 of their specialists coming, plus others from other parts of the US and Canada. So this sort of knowledge and transfer and information is very, very difficult to get. You would have to travel to many countries and many meetings to get it. But thankfully, over the years, we've built very strong ties with these societies, and we've managed to get them all to agree to come. And to be fair, most come every year when we go to the different islands. We do get quite a good contingent from everywhere. And so, as you rightly said, if you're training in ophthalmology locally, this is the place to be.
This is the place to be. I mean, who wouldn't want to come to the Caribbean, though, in the July, August vacation?
Well, I must confess, that is a
So I know
simple
that's an easy
goal.
sell, right? In terms of the actual speeches, though, I know that you have some, well, the format will entail some significant speakers, though. Any that you wish to share with us?
Well, no, it's, rather than the names, because they may not mean much to outsiders the profession, what I would say is this style of teaching. So there will be a series of lectures throughout the next 3 or 4 days. There'll be seminars and tutorials. So this will allow for sort of theory and knowledge transfer.
Right.
But then you have to put that into practice. Ophthalmology is a surgical specialty, and so you have to actually treat patients with procedures. So we run a series of what we call wet labs or dry labs, where we have artificial eyes, and so people can get to practice these techniques on these model eyes,
Right.
so that when they come to real patients, their hands are in the right place and they know exactly how to perform them.
Pretty neat. I mean, you're getting the theory and the practical. Are there other activities we can look forward to, Dr. Allen?
Well, we try to intermix academics with some healthy living. So we have a 5K around the Savannah, of course. And there's a golf competition, and we try to showcase Trinidad as much as we can. We used to have a tennis tournament, but that somehow fell to the wayside during the COVID. So we're trying to get everything back together now.
But I do like that it's a variety of events, because we're looking at a number of days from the 10th to the 13th, and so you can attend all 3 days and experience everything, or is it that you can go to individual days as well?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's your choice. I mean, we have set it up such that you can attend all.
Right.
We must say as well. We're speaking here about us,
Right.
doctors. But we also have a group that is with us. It's called the CAOTP, which is a group of ophthalmic assistants. They also have a conference going on together with us. So apart from us, who do the work, we have the ophthalmic assistants who probably do most of the other work. And they have their own teaching sessions, and their own experts come down as well.
I imagine having those two happen simultaneously, or in tandem, if you will, is necessary, because while the professionals are getting additional information, their assistants need to be updated too.
Correct.
So that makes complete sense, actually. How does one become a part of the conference? How do we register, Dr. Sharma?
So, as I say, it's for doctors in training, or even eye care specialists as it is. We have a website, which is oswe.org. And if you go onto the website, there is registration details. There's the different categories we have for medical students right up to specialists in the field, and the details are there.
And gentlemen, just as we close, if you were to each tell me a little bit as to why you think eye care professionals benefit from attending this sort of congress from your own experience. We're talking 35 years of doing it right. So I'll start with you, Dr. Sharma. What do you think they benefit from most with these sorts of conferences?
Well, I mean, as part of my job, excuse me, I train ophthalmologists in the public service as well as privately. And there's so much I can give them in that my techniques and knowledge. And I've seen young doctors come through my unit who haven't done ophthalmology before, and they've gone on to get fellowships. Some of them are consultants in countries overseas. Some of them have just finished their final exams and are looking for consultant jobs. And it's really nice to see that what I can teach them and what they can get at this meeting, it sort of dovetails well together to make them a comprehensive eye care professional to treat everyone. So that's a personal gratitude for me, but it also shows that the system works, that people come in at one end straight from medical school and no knowledge of ophthalmology, and many have come out the other end as specialists.
Well, it's happening at the Hyatt Regency. You can add the 10th 11th, the 12th, and the 13th of July to your calendar as the OSWI celebrates its 35th annual Congress so that the conditions of our eyes can be improved through learning. Guys, the Now Morning Show will continue after these messages. Will continue after these messages with TT Moves, and clearly I need to move, so stick around, guys.